I don't care. Because at the highest levels of pyramids in this country, in this culture, everybody's betting now. It's on every phone except yours and mine.
But don't you want it to be honest? Don't you want it to be honest?
Does that affect the game? Does it tilt it in any way that matters to me?
This is a somewhat surprising response from Mike Wilbon, who I would consider to be a traditionalist when it comes to sports. Not only is it surprising, this approach, this mentality from Mike Wilbon is incredibly flawed and potentially dangerous. Oh, you know, it's no big deal. It's just prop bets. It has no impact on the outcome of the game. Who cares? Everybody's doing it. I'll tell you why it matters. I'll tell you why something seemingly minor could be a very big deal. Gather round, kids. Uncle Casey will share another story about the devastating consequences of addiction. Because that's what gambling is for a lot of people. It's an addiction. When I was in high school, most parents, myself and mine included, would not allow their teenagers to drink for obvious reasons. Back then, the punishments were not as harsh for adults for contributing to the delinquency of a minor, especially when compared to today. I'm sure growing up, you guys had certain gas stations in town that would sell booze to the kids. When I was in high school, you had the traditional parents, then you had what we thought were the cool moms. One of my friend's moms was one of the cool moms. When we had house parties in high school, most of the time, it was at her house. Like Mike Wilbon, she had a similar mentality of, it's not a big deal, it's just a beer, it's just a little bit of weed, it's just a pill, the kids just want to have fun, boys will be boys, I'd rather them drink here than be out on the streets. Like a lot of my friends at the time, her son was constantly getting into trouble. Nothing major, just typical stuff, underage drinking, DUIs, possession. But the difference was, to my parents, it was a very big deal. Getting arrested wasn't some funny story, it was cause for concern. Long story short, eventually, most of us grew up. We grew out of it. Graduated college, we started our careers, we got married. For most of us, the party ended. But for him, the party wasn't over. He would go to rehab, he would be clean for a little while. Next thing you know, he's relapsing. 10 years ago, right around this time of year, at the time, I'm 30 years old, get a call one morning. My friend had overdosed the night before and was no longer with us. Something that started with just a beer, something that started with just a joint, ended with a life lost at 30 years old. And he was not the only one. By the time I was 30, I had been to dozens of funerals for friends with very similar stories. Gambling is no different than alcohol or drug addiction. It always starts small and it often spreads rapidly. Unfortunately, every league in America has been infected with the disease of gambling. Now, to their credit, Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball are trying to do something about it, but their efforts are nowhere close to being enough. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. So I get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. As you guys know, I've got young nephews. Oldest is 8, youngest nephew is 6. Like most young kids, they deal with various skin ailments throughout the year. Psoriasis, eczema, itchy, red, dry skin. Hell, I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to diagnose what the hell it is. I just know it's a nuisance they no longer have to deal with because my sister started using oat and honey soap from Sugar Mountain Trading. This soap is ideal for sensitive skin, offering a gentle yet effective solution for various dermatological issues. Its American-made origins guarantees the highest standards of production. Also comes available in CBD. So if you're dealing with skin issues and pain, CBD version, it will take care of both. You'll be pain-free and smelling like fresh raspberries. Hell, that's literally the reason my wife likes to use it. She uses the standard CBD oil for pain, but she prefers the soap because she thinks it smells good. Like I said, Oat and Honey Soap. It is available with or without CBD. So become pain-free while smelling fresh today by clicking the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Yesterday, Major League Baseball announced stringent limits on prop bets. Going forward, prominent sportsbooks in America, they will be setting a limit of $200 on all prop bets in Major League Baseball. Now, the media is celebrating this like it's some crowning achievement. This is amazing! Major League Baseball is committed to fighting gambling. This is great! No. This is the equivalent of a flea fighting an elephant's ass. Sportsbooks are committed to limiting their losses. Sportsbooks are committed to mitigating their risk. If you just lost $500,000 on some doofus pitcher intentionally losing bets, you would be mitigating your risk too. Now, that being said, Rob Manfred deserves a little bit of credit for at least doing something. Even though it's small and meaningless, it's a hell of a lot more than what Adam Silver did in response to the NBA gambling scandal, which was absolutely nothing. The NBA knew about Terry Rozier almost 3 years ago. Not only did Adam Silver not do a damn thing, he allowed Terry Rozier to be traded from Charlotte to Miami, and they didn't tell Miami that Terry Rozier was intentionally losing games. So Rob Manfred deserves a tiny bit of credit for at least doing something. But all Rob Manfred really did was put a nice coat of polish on this turd. This is like fighting the flaming ass fire with an empty water gun. This is not going to stop anything. For starters, if leagues were truly committed to fighting gambling, they would eliminate prop bets altogether. Well, KC, if they were committed to fighting gambling, they would get rid of it. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just not going to happen. With gambling being legalized at the federal level, there's really nothing the leagues can do to stop it. All they can do is attempt to regulate it, which is damn near impossible. One way, though, to regulate it would be to eliminate prop bets. Props are too easy to manipulate. They are ripe for corruption. With full game spreads or over-unders, it's a lot harder for individual players to fix a full game. In baseball, the default line is always plus or minus 1.5. Hard for a pitcher to fix a full game, but it's incredibly easy for a starting pitcher to fix a prop bet on whether or not the first pitch of the game will be a ball or a strike, something he has complete control over. Same thing in the NBA. If the Mavs are playing the Pelicans and the Mavs are favored by 10,000 points because the Pelicans are being led by the worst coach in the league, Bill Green. If the Mavs are favored by 10,000, it's difficult for Cooper Flagg to manipulate that number. It's not impossible, but it's a hell of a lot more difficult than Cooper Flagg manipulating his individual point total. If his individual over-under is 21.5 for the game, he's got 21 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Easy for Cooper Flagg to choose not to score another point. This is why prop bets across the board should be banned. There's really no reason to have them, but it's not going to happen because prop bets are profitable. And that's also the reason the leagues are reluctant to do anything real about gambling. Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, they're like the cool moms from high school. They allow you to do whatever the hell you want, tell you to go to the store to get them a pack of cigarettes, and allow you to keep the change to buy yourself some natural light. But the reality is, they're exploiting you. Have you ever wondered why these so-called gambling experts are constantly advertising sports books? Hey, pal, it's Sally the Shark. I've been on a streak lately. I'm 71-0 on the NFL season. You don't want to miss my 1,000-dime play of the century. This pick is hot, hot, hot. Pay me $50 for this guaranteed loser and place your bet at FanDuel.com. First off, there is no such thing as a sports betting expert who sells his plays to the public. The real experts, the real line movers, the real guys with influence, they're not selling their individual plays to Charlie Chucklefuck for $30 because they don't want to give away their edge. But the pretend experts, the pretend professionals, have you ever wondered why they're selling you picks and telling you what sportsbook to visit to make your plays? More than likely, they're receiving kickbacks. They're making a percentage every time you lose. They collect your money up front for the guaranteed loser that you paid for. Then they collect your money on the back end when you lose your money to the sportsbook. The entire thing is a scheme to take your money. Look, I bet on the NFL. I bet on the NBA. Obviously, I don't play props, but I like to throw a little bit of money on the lines while watching Red Zone on Sunday afternoons. I can do that. I have no association with the league. I'm not on the field. I have no way to manipulate the outcome. I don't understand why the leagues are not taking this more seriously. The integrity of every league in America is at risk, and for the most part, they're not doing a damn thing about it. I don't get it. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.